Good evening, traders. I trust you are well, and I trust you are having a wonderful evening. Today I'm going to be showcasing to you the power of the MGRFX Scalping Method. This is a fantastic method and it works exceptionally well. And today being Tuesday the 27th of May, it was a wonderful day of trading. I'm going to be showing to you all exactly how we did this. We take profit on AUD USD, GBP USD, GBP JPY, Euro USD, Germany 40, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, S&P, Germany 30, USD JPY, USD CAD, Entity USD, USD Swiss franc, Euro Swiss franc, Euro AUD, USD ZAR, Euro GBP, AUD, gold, BTC USD, and US 100. We hit a phenomenal amount of take profit hits on various different pairs across various different asset classes as well. It was a really a wonderful, a great, a profitable day of trading. With that being the case, I'm now going to find myself showing my chart to you, and with that, here we are on the chart on AUD USD. With AUD USD, how this method works, I'm sure we all know exactly how it works. When price breaks below the box, we place a sell, and when price breaks above the box, we go ahead and we place a buy. This was London session exclusively that we were trading over the course of Tuesday. So once price has broken below the box with a candle closure, which was over here on the 1 minute time frame, we place a sell, and if price breaks above the box, then we go ahead and we place a buy. So with that being the case, let us go ahead and let's actually find ourselves placing a sell over here on AUD USD. Normally I would always recommend the default setting is having you take profit at a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. You can go a bit further. You can decide to go ahead and do a 1-to-2. That is entirely up to you. It's entirely up to your trading plan, and alongside that, up to your discretion as well. Price normally finds itself going ahead and hitting take profit at a 1-to-1. However, there are times where it continues in the direction of the initial trade. That momentum carries on if it is paired up with a fundamental news event, either a low impact or medium impact fundamental news event. And if it is, it finds itself hitting a take profit at a 1-to-1, 1-to-2, even at times a 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio. This is AUD USD. Let's go ahead to GBP USD, and I'll be showcasing exactly how we take profit once again here on London session. We broke below, and with a candle closure, we placed a sell, and price ran all the way down to a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Unfortunately, we were a few pips short of a 1-to-2, but we went quite far. We had a 1-to-1.96, about a 1-to-1.95, but of course your spread would have certainly found itself taken off at least 0.3 or 0.2 of the trade itself. This was only 192 pips or 19.3 pips. So that was quite a few. 193 pips, it's not much. So of course your lot size would have to increase to accommodate for that particular trade opportunity. GBP JPY. Let's have a look over here. GBP JPY. Once again, we had a lovely break towards the upside, and as we had the candle closure, we placed the buy. With that buy, price ran all the way up, and we could have secured a 1-to-2, a 1-to-1. You can even have a trailing stop loss to allow for price to go ahead and continue running towards the upside. That can occur. We even had a 1-to-3. That was fantastic over this wonderful bullish run towards the upside. Great stuff, great move, and take profit smash. And before I continue over to Euro USD, I want to actually hop over to Forex Factory so that you are able to have a look and see what fundamental news event actually was released during this time at about 9 a.m. 9:30 South African Standard Time. 9 a.m. 9:30 or 8 a.m. we had a very low impact fundamental news event for the euro, and only at 10 a.m. for the dollar. Very low impact, not even medium impact. That only came later on in New York, but we won't be worrying about New York at the moment. Looking at this was Euro USD. We broke below with a candle closure. We go ahead and what do? We place a sell opportunity, or we place a sell opportunity. We place a sell position on the sell opportunity that opened itself up to us. So sell position that occurred, that was placed. You can either have it at a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, or you could have it at a 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio. Euro USD, take profit smash, moving over to Germany 40 actually, not Germany 30, Germany 40. Germany 40, as is futures, is the incorrect one that I'm looking at. I want the CFD, but you're not giving that to me. Oh yeah. Here we are. Lovely stuff. Take profit smashed, either 1-to-1 or a 1-to-2. Germany 40. Let us now go ahead to Nasdaq. I will go to Germany 30 in a moment, but for the time being, let's go in accordance with this. Lovely 1-to-1. We could have pushed for a 1-to-2. I know we would have gotten it potentially. 1-to-1, take profit smashed. Nasdaq US 30 is next up. Looking at Dow Jones, a very clean run towards the upside. It's always so encouraging to see price continuously move in the direction of our trade, in our direction of bias. It is exceptionally encouraging to see. I mean, running no drawdown is perhaps the greatest thing you can ever experience whilst trading. And in this scenario, there was absolutely no drawdown. It only came back to entry before immediately skyrocketing towards the upside. US 30, lovely position over there. S&P 500. It is also important to note that when it comes down to these pairs, we are only catching a very small amount of points or pips per trade. It is then ideal if you have either a zero spread account or an account with very, very low spread. Otherwise, you're going to be disadvantaged whilst you are scalping. I think that goes for anything. And not to mention, you don't want to find yourselves compromising your commission per trade as well. So even if you have low spreads, generally the broker would increase the commission on the trade, thus still finding yourselves losing quite a bit of funds, especially whilst you're trading. However, the commission is normally better in comparison to a higher spread. I would take high commission than high spreads, because with a high spread, if you're catching 18 pips like this on the S&P, your spread would normally take away 2 pips. 2 pips from 20 is almost 10% of the position. So that is a significant amount from that. So ideally, you want to find yourselves avoiding that. Otherwise, that's 10% of your position that's simply been taken away due to spread. But of course, you'll find yourself a very, very good brokerage. I will recommend IFX Brokers alongside XM. XM does have quite high spreads. However, they do offer a zero spread account, and their commissions are exceptionally low in comparison to many other international brokerages. That was S&P 500. Let's move over to Germany 30. Germany 30 is over here. London session. Once again, a lovely bar. We broke above the box, candle closure. We place our stop loss below the box, and we run a 1-to-1 Alternatively, we can run a 1 to 2, and price went ahead and it take profit quite promptly in that regard. Germany 30, lovely take profit hit. Beautiful stuff. Let's have a look at USD JPY. USD JPY, and here we are. Wonderful. Lovely bar opportunity, and we certainly went ahead and hit a beautiful 1 to 1 alongside a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. Wonderful stuff. USD JPY. Let's move ahead over to USD CAD. And I'm quite positive you can already know what I'm going to say. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say we hit a wonderful take profit hit again. Yeah, over many different asset classes, many different asset pairs. Beautiful day of trading today. And usually you'd imagine, I mean, at the end of the month, volume tends to dwindle quite a bit. But clearly, with these pairs, we are simply either pumping to the upside or tanking to the downside. That was USD CAD. Beautiful opportunity. Let's have a look at NZD USD again. I always prefer the Forex majors. They move wonderfully in comparison to the Forex minors, but I do have a few Forex minors that I'll be showcasing to you as well. However, again, fundamentals tend to impact the major pairs the most. The dollar, the euro, the pound, at times the yen, but it impacts those pairs so much more significantly in comparison to the Swiss franc and the yen. It's very, very different. So this was NZD USD, a beautiful opportunity, clean trade. Let's have a look at USD Swiss franc. USD CHF, beautiful opportunity once again. This definitely had a lovely run towards the upside. I'm happy with this trade. Not even, I mean, this is 8.5 pips. I mean, that's on some pairs, that's your spread. So that was a wonderful opportunity. Clean, zero drawdown, absolutely no drawdown, and price ran all the way up towards the upside. Wonderful stuff, and that's just, it's so encouraging to see that. USD Swiss franc, beautiful opportunity. Let us have a look around Euro Swiss franc. This is now what I would consider a Forex minor pair. However, even with this minor pair, you would see that we had a lovely run towards the upside. Now I want to bring your attention to this particular move towards the upside. We found ourselves coming quite short of the box over here. We did not find ourselves closing above, having a candle closure above the box, nor below the box. However, we kind of whipsawed up and down, you know, and in that regard, you simply be patient and you wait for price to break above. And when price eventually broke above, what do you see happened? We had a huge amount of volume injection, and price had a very, very powerful move towards the upside. You know, take profit within 1 hour. I mean, less than an hour. Less than an hour, you need to take profit. A wonderful opportunity that occurred today on Tuesday. Euro Swiss franc, beautiful. Let's have a look at Euro AUD. I'm happy with this pair. It's not a bad pair. Euro AUD, as you would know, I always love the AUD pairs. It moves very, very smoothly and predictably, and that's what we are looking at. That's what we want to see when we are trading. We want to see a predictable pattern occurring and then going ahead and exploiting that pattern. AUD USD has that pattern, and with that being the case, this of course is Euro AUD, and once again you're seeing a lovely run towards the upside. Beautiful 2 to 1 or 1 to 1, entirely up to you. Lovely opportunity. Had a bit of drawdown, but still had a beautiful run towards the upside. Euro AUD. Moving on to USD ZAR. USD to the South African Rand. Bit more of your minor pair, but still not too bad. Had a nice run towards the upside. We broke and closed above. This, I believe, would have been a 1-to-1, and maybe actually a 1-to-2. However, if you have not closed at that high, unfortunately for you, you would have hit a lovely. Okay, well, you've had another opportunity to close at a 1-to-1 risk to reward if you held it all the way through over there. Wonderful stuff. Awesome. USD ZAR. Moving on to Euro GBP. GBP. There we go. Having a look over here, we had a lovely move towards the downside. Quite a strong bearish move. A lot of bearish momentum. And we could have easily closed this at a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. However, if you're a bit more ambitious, there was space to go to a 1-to-2, but if you did not close, unfortunately you would have seen price running all the way up to your stop loss. You would not have survived that, unfortunately. Euro GBP. Moving on, let's go to gold. This is a very, very popular pair amongst traders. They love this pair. Question is, does this pair love them as much as what they love it? Over here, you would have had your entry over there. It's a very bad entry. Very, very bad entry. But irrespective, you could have held it and really tried your best to push on. Unfortunately, in this scenario, you are technically still in this trade as we speak. In drawdown, unfortunately, but you are still in this position. That is gold. Moving over to BTC USD. The Bitcoin. This was a wonderful trade. Beautiful and powerful. Nice run towards the upside over here. Clean position. Could have had a 1-to-2. Could have had a 1-to-1. Entirely up to you. In fact, you probably could have had a 1-to-4. You could have actually had a 1-to-4 risk to reward ratio on Bitcoin. Of course, there was quite a bit of volume injection over here around 3 p.m. This is the New York session. So if you have this over the course of London and New York, a lovely 1-to-4. However, I would not recommend that, as most positions do not find themselves running a 1-to-4. In fact, not even a 1-to-2. But irrespective, beautiful method, beautiful trade. For our final pair, I'll be looking at US 100. Very odd. US Tech 100, very, very odd. Okay, well, this is Nasdaq essentially. I was thinking of UK 100. So, yes, this is Nasdaq. I was thinking of UK 100, but irrespective, we had a fantastic day of trading. Beautiful. It was profitable. And one thing that I can say is, this is the MGRFX Trading Scalping Method. This is the method each and every single trader has in their arsenal to be able to go ahead and trade with. They have this method up their sleeve. They can use it as and when they see fit. And this is the beauty of it. Being able to have these methods and being able to be a part of a community that finds itself trading and simply doing the most. That's what you need. That's the guidance you need to be able to succeed within the Forex market. Ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful evening. Keep well, keep safe, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.